Today I have a very beautiful and magical pen to show you. And it's a pen that it's been on my radar for some time, and I just have never really had the opportunity to get it before, but this time I kind of created an opportunity to get it. And I'm talking about the pen that is not in this box. Yeah, I couldn't wait to the review to ink it up and use it. I did, however, film the inking of it a day ago. I had to write with it. I couldn't wait. It was just too beautiful to keep in this box. But anyway, I do want to show you what it comes in and just everything that this pen is about. And I'm talking about this pen right here. It's the Platinum Izumo Akatame red pen. And yes, it has a lot of Urushi lacquer on it. But first, let's take a look at all the presentation, if you will, of this pen. So it has this beautiful outer box. Actually, it's actually quite beautiful. And inside of it is a wooden box with some Japanese characters on it. I'm assuming it probably says platinum or awesome. I mean, that's what I would put if I were a pen brand, like Pen Gangsta. I'm awesome. So let me take this lid off and I'm gonna show you all the stuff that came in here. So I've already been through it, looked at everything. I know, I feel horrible because I like to save these things for you all who actually take the time to watch these videos, which, I mean, I don't know why you're watching them really. I mean, it's just me dorking out over a pen, but whatever. Has some paperwork. We've got a pen warranty card. And according to this, it says it's guaranteed a year from the purchase date. So if anything were to go wrong with your pen in that first year, you could contact Platinum and hopefully they'll take care of it. The Izumo user's manual, and it has some beautiful photos, you know, of the Urushi lacquer being applied to the pen. And what else? I just like to look at the photos, to be honest with you. Some directions of how to fill the pen. And yeah, so there's that. There's also this it explains the Urushi practice of, you know, applying this lacquer to the material. And then finally, there's a disclaimer. It says, please read before use. And it's pretty much telling you, do not post your cap on this pen. And I can understand why. You probably don't want to risk scratching that beautiful shiny surface. The pen also came with a cartridge. It is a cartridge converter pen and a little pen sleeve, which I actually watched SBRE Brown's review of this before making my decision. If you guys don't watch his stuff, you need to. The guy is so funny. He really is. He's a funny dude. But I agree with him. The little pen sleeve, I mean, it's beautiful, but you know, it's kind of rough to the touch and it's not really something that I feel good about putting my Urushi pen in. In fact, I'd probably prefer to put it in like a rickshaw pen sleeve or something like that. Let's talk about this gorgeous, 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 gorgeous pen. And I would like to emphasize that I think this pen is gorgeous. Look how shiny it is. It's so shiny. This is Platinum's flagship pen. This is the pinnacle of the brand's offerings. And what it is, it's an ebonite pen that has multiple coats of, I mean, there's like five to be exact, coats of Urushi lacquer, which has been perfected and has been in practice since the Stone Age, apparently. That's a really long time. What it is, it's basically the Urushi is applied and then it's given time to harden. And then another coat of Urushi is applied, and this is done 5 times. After all of these coats are done, the final coat is hardened and it's gorgeous. What happens next? And I'm reading from my notes here. I can't remember all this. It's like this insane process that this pen goes through to look like this. So the final coat, it's wax polished and rubbed with pulp paper, and then it is oil polished 3 times. So this process, wax polish, pulp paper, oil, applied 3 times until you get this magic. Just this, it's visual magic. The pen I chose to get, there's a tan version, a green version, and the red version. I'm pretty partial to red. I like green too, but I seem to be in a red. Red is just so exciting, and red it's such a vibrant color. And I like green. I'm just not in a green mood right now. But if you look at this pen, you don't really see the red right away. It's black. And the only time you see the red is around where the parts of the pen connect, such as the finial with the cap. You can see some red right here. And then right here where the cap connects with the barrel, you can see some red. But basically it's very dark. And let me go ahead and let's take this cap off. And it's very subtle, the red color. So it would be like this with the green or the tan. Now, I will talk about the nib in a second, and I do have a couple of gripes about this pen, but it's really not enough for me to not keep or want the pen, if that makes sense. So the pen it has a 18 karat President nib, and this is the same nib that comes on the President fountain pen that Platinum offers. And in my opinion, the size of the nib in concordance with this pen, it's a bit small. I would have liked to have seen a bigger nib on this, but I don't hate that it has a number 6 nib on it, but I do think that a bigger nib, a number 8, would have balanced this out a bit better. I don't think it's horrible though. Now, the one thing that is really odd about this pen is the section. So the section is actually divided where the threads are here in the center, and when I'm writing with it, I actually can feel the threads on my finger, but it doesn't bother me. You know, like there's some pens where you have a thread or there's a drop right here, and it's like, oh, that is so uncomfortable. This actually doesn't bother me at all. And so this is where the pen actually comes apart. And one of my gripes is that the section right here, it's resin. And I really would have liked to have seen this in, I don't know, a similar finish like this, or, I mean, I don't know, is it too hard to make an ebonite section and then put Urushi on it? Because supposedly over time, this Urushi, it will wear down a bit and you'll see more of the red color, which will be pretty interesting. So that'll probably take like 1,000 years. I mean, if it takes 1,000 years to make one of these pens, it'll probably take 1,000 years to get to the red coat, right? Whatever. So it does come with the, your typical Platinum converter, which is cool because these are really easy to buy. So if something happens to this converter or it breaks or whatever, you can easily buy another one, for like 10 bucks. I'm trying to like keep fingerprints off of it, so I'll rub my finger down it to kind of to smooth out those fingerprints, because I know that's going to bother me, but I don't mind. I don't mind because this pen will be used quite often. Another thing I really love about this pen is the shape. Well, I like that the section tapers down a bit and it feels very comfortable in my hand. So this is what the pen looks like. You can't post it. I mean, it could post if you don't mind scratching, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I won't do it. I write with my pens unposted for the most part anyway, so I don't mind not posting this. But it's very comfortable. It's not heavy. It's actually a very nice weight. And I mean, gosh, that lacquer, it just feels really, really good in my fingertips. I mean, it feels really good. And this is like, I got a couple of Mr. Cypress pens and, with Urushi lacquer on it as well, but this just feels different. It feels so different. I really like the shape of this pen. It's kind of a cigar shape, but it tapers towards the end of the barrel, and it has kind of a roundish, bulbous look to the cap. And the clip is rather deluxe too. You know, on it says Platinum, the brand name. So I like that the brand name is not on the pen, that they didn't try to etch it in there or paint it on there or anything. And they chose to maintain this beautiful simplicity of the pen. To compare the sizes, because I am a Platinum Century 3776 fan and I have quite a few of those. So let's compare the sizes between the two. So as you can see, the sizes are different. The Izumo is much bigger, and the Platinum, of course, you know, I mean, it's different. You know, it's this resin plastic material, and this is ebonite with Urushi. So this one this obviously is going to be heavier than this one. And the nibs, let's go ahead and you can see the difference between these two nibs. So that you've got a nice bi-colored nib here on the Izumo, and then the nib that comes with the Platinum Century. Another gripe I have about this pen is that the feed is plastic. Could it have hurt to put an ebonite feed on this pen? Could that have really hurt that bad? I mean, I'm not gonna dog on the plastic feed, but I just really would have liked to have seen this with an ebonite feed. I mean, if this is gonna be your beautiful flagship pen, I mean, why not go that extra step? I wonder if Flex Nib Factory has one that would fit this. I'll have to check on that. Well, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the video of me inking this pen up the other day, and you can see how it writes. I'm gonna tell you how it writes after this portion of the video. So as you can see, the pen is a smooth writer. It's not a bouncy gold nib. It's nice, it's solid. It feels solid, but it does write smoothly. There is a bit of feedback I've noticed writing with this pen, which I don't hate because the Centuries Platinum nib has some feedback. And I expected that from Platinum, and I don't mind the feedback at all. I've never really minded it very much. Obviously, if I keep buying this pen, I mean, that or I have mental issues, maybe. Anywho, it writes so nice, and again, the threading does not bother me when I'm writing with this pen. It feels really good. It's just a great looking pen. It really is a great looking pen. So I found mine over at Colt Pens. Luxury Brands of America carries this pen, and I'm not sure who distributes to Colt Pens over there in the UK, but that's where I ended up getting it. I had to order something from Colt Pens, and I saw, and I think it's still happening as of today, which is the 21st of April, 10% off Platinum. So I got this at Colt Pens for 10% off of $510.12. So it was under the $500 mark, so it was like 400 and something and some change, plus tax, which got it closer to the $500 mark. But if you compare that price to the MSRP on this pen, the MSRP is $950. And I've seen this pen selling on some of the retailers here in the States for $760. Why a big price difference? Seriously, you could get it at $510 at Colt Pens in the UK or $760 here in the United States. That is like, what is the big deal with it? It's just like that with freaking Pelican. Pelican has a huge price difference. And you know what? This isn't the only Platinum pen that I've bought from Colt Pens because of the price. You know, I got other pens from there too because the price was much more reasonable. So yeah, it's kind of weird how this pen, it's marked up for the American market, which I think is not cool. That's not cool at all. Okay, I'm gonna stop ranting now. I'm gonna stop ranting. This is a clutch my pearls kind of moment. No, not really. Like I said, if this is a pen that you are interested in, I've got a couple of gripes about it, which is fine, but I actually consider this to be a good investment. This is an investment pen. This is a pen you spend money on that you will keep, perhaps pass it down to your children, when they grow up. Not like, here, you're 10, you gotta have this. No way that wouldn't happen. I wouldn't even give it to my 16-year-old daughter, or, I might give it to my son. Oh God, I feel so old. He's gonna be 20 this fall, yeah. Well, thanks for joining me for this look at the Platinum Izumo. I hope you learned something about this pen and the process that it takes to make this pen look gorgeous. And be sure to check this pen out at your US online retailers, or perhaps go check it out over at Colt Pens. All right, well, that's all I have to say about it. And that's how the ink flows.